Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about this BC. This is the oldest BC I have. It is a ScubaPro Knighthawk. When this came out in the early 2000s, this was one of their flagship BCs, much like the Hydros is now and the Hydros Pro X. In many ways, this is kind of the predecessor of the Pro Hydros Pro. So let's just we're going to take a look at it here. This is one of the first BCs they had that offered the weight integrated system. Pretty much the same exact weight integration system that they're still using. You have your pockets, pocket slide in, buckles in, just like that. One thing that's different compared to the new ones is this one does actually have a cummerbund, like a lot of classic BCs have, and then it has another buckle that connects on top of the cummerbund. So that's one just kind of hold it on and one to actually cinch it down tight. You still got the same low pressure inflator hose here. Inflate, deflate, give it a tug, it'll open up your valve here, your dump valve. Still comes with a whistle. Let's see, it does have on the back, let's see if I can get it around here for you to look at, see in the camera. It does have trim pockets in the back here on each side for you to adjust your trim weight. In the back of it, this was kind of a big step when they did this. It has the same buckle as the Hydros, the single cam buckle here, folds over and locks. Personally, compare this to what a lot of the other brands use. I prefer this type of lock, just easier. Never had a problem out of any BC as far as that, but I just think it's easier to get your tank on instead of having to fumble with it trying to slide it down the tank. You just throw it on there and wrap it around. I do love this because once you get it adjusted to yourself, you throw that on top of the tank valve, the BC drops to the correct height every time. Now granted, if you're using a rented one, you have no idea if it's going to go the right height or not. Or if you borrow one, you don't know. Let's see here. You have your dump valve up here on the top right shoulder. There's another dump valve on the right kidney. This is a back inflate. One thing it did have, on the right weight pocket, on the bottom side it had zipper. As you can see, the zipper is broke off on mine, but it has a roll-out pocket here. Let's go ahead and roll it out. That is something that not a whole lot of BC's backing plates have. Got a nice little roll-out pocket there for you to use. And then, it did have some extra D-rings, steel D-rings, shoulders, and sides on the hips there. It's got your standard quick releases for the shoulders, chest strap. Let's see. At one time, it did have some reflective lines in it, but this thing's so old it doesn't have them anymore. Let's see here. As you can see, this is a little worn, but I've actually done a good job of keeping it from fading a whole lot. One thing I always do like to have is, a little BC knife. Pretty much every BC I have, I end up putting one on it. That way I always have something, to cut some line or, whatever you need to do with it. I mean, you don't need anything too major when you're diving, really. Although I have been in situations where something that will cut steel cable would be real nice. Most of the time we use that whenever we're pulling fishing lures out. I had a buddy that's big into collecting fishing lures off the bottom, and a lot of times they had steel leader, it'd all be tangled up. So something to cut metal would be nice. But that's a good line cutter. So all in all, if you're looking for a BC and you don't want to buy one of the new Hydros Pros or Hydros X, or maybe you just found one on a deal and you're wondering if it is really a deal, This Nighthawk was my favorite BC for a long time. Even after I used other brands, other styles, this was my favorite one for a very, very long time, until I bought a new one. Um, but we'll get into those BCs at a later date. So that's about it on the Nighthawk. Like I said, it's not super heavy. It does have way more lift than what I actually need, and it is comfortable. It doesn't sit there. It has a nice little neck roll here that keeps it from chafing against your neck when you're in the water. This is about the only BC I've ever dove consistently without wearing at least a uh, rash guard on, and never had a problem with it rubbing you raw. Um, so if you happen to find one of these, somebody selling it secondhand, um, you know, it's a good BC to have. I'm not saying it's the best there is. Here's one or two that I've tried that I like more, but you know, I'm not gonna get rid of it because I'll still dive it. But anyway, thanks for checking us out today, and keep on diving.